Hi, guys. So I just wanted to come and touch on the Cardi B versus Tasha K trial a little bit because I think they had a short day, so I don't really have a whole lot to say about the case. There's some other things that I want to touch on as well in YouTube land. Um, well, I'll start with Choke No Joke. He was very different today. He looked nice though. He looked nice this morning when he went to court, but he was very different for whatever reason today. Maybe coming off a long weekend, maybe he had a good weekend. I don't know. But he was a little more playful than last week. And so it was kind of hard to really stick with him about what he was trying to say and how serious he was about it. But Dennis, what's his last name? Dennis Byron, I think that's his name. He was also live, and he was last week as well. He's another journalist. He is not a lawyer, but he had a lawyer with him today. Her name is Brittany Dobson. And she said we can follow her as well. I didn't try to go in and locate her page just yet, but she was giving her a legal, just giving her a perspective from a legal standpoint. And she was talking this morning about Cardi's doctor testimony as far as the doctor seeing her and diagnosing her with depression, and they went over the doctor's credentials and all that stuff, of course. Now, what I was trying to figure out that I didn't get, and obviously she could have been saying this before Choke went over to her, because Choke kind of went over to Dennis and started filming as well, which pissed the guy off, right? Obviously, you're gonna get upset if you, especially if you're paying this lady to be there, and someone else is coming in and kind of taking your footage as well. So they kind of get into it later on in the day, needless to say. And so, but Dennis is now here on YouTube as well. His page is called Hip Hop Inquirer, and I'm not sure if he's affiliated with the magazine um, National Enquirer, but it's spelled the same way. But his channel is Hip Hop Enquirer, and he was saying some stuff about he's gonna put strikes on people's pages if you're using his videos. So I just thought I'd go and throw that out there. I'm sure a lot of you guys are already aware of it, that we can't use people's footage without their permission, especially if they are on YouTube themselves, right? And so he's just coming to YouTube. I think if people were using his videos, they were getting them from Instagram. So I really feel like YouTube really need to just kind of re-examine this whole strike stuff, because people could just come and put strikes on people's pages. It's not right when you thought you were getting the footage from someone who wasn't even on YouTube. But yeah, he was saying people should contact him and get his permission if you want to use his videos. I just thought I'd go ahead on and put that out there, child, because these people, I don't know. So anyway, he and Choke got into it as well later on in the day over Choke coming in filming his live with Brittany, and she is an attorney, and so they were talking this morning about Cardi's attorney testifying, and I just wanted to know when she started going to the doctor. Did she go to the doctor before she filed this lawsuit? And it sounded like Brittany was saying that she went to the doctor before she filed the lawsuit, but I'm not sure about that. I'll have to look into that again. And Choke was kind of playful today. He was very playful. It was kind of hard to follow him. He started his video with a concert. I'm like, this is not the time for your music, for your rap career. But anyway, so he started off with all of that, and then when I went back, he was finally talking. Um, and like I said, he was very playful. And people understand, for people who don't know, I should say, he kind of got into it with Tasha. So I feel like he is a little biased because he really don't like her. She kind of went after him in one of her videos. And so he's a little biased in his opinion. So I just wanted to say that. And I think the Dennis guy is as well. I think we all understand that Tasha went into all of this knowing that she might get sued, because she told Cardi B that she did not care when she said that she was going to sue her before. She said she didn't care. So she kind of knew this was coming. Um, and I guess when you say something, I guess at this point, you just have to stand on it, right? And another thing that I heard last week that I just wanted to bring up is that they were saying that someone from the Treasury Department was sitting in as well, and so this could the person could have been there to just to observe what was going on. And like I said before, I don't know if they're going to try to hit Tasha for all of the money she made off of those videos of about Cardi B or her speaking on Cardi B, or if there is a set amount that they're after. Um, but they are probably going to look into her money, her financial situation. And I just hope for her sake that she has been paying her taxes and doing everything that her should do, right? Where her finances is concerned with her business. Um, because she could find herself getting into, like the Dennis was saying, she could find herself opening up a criminal situation, um, if she hasn't been doing what she was supposed to do as far as filing her taxes and anything else when it comes to running a business. So they said that it was a short day because then they started getting into it. I guess Tasha K got back on the stand and then she was talking about certain how she's treated other celebrities. 'Cause like I said, she was treating Cardi the way she treats everybody. She's kind of trying to find somebody to get into it with, and Cardi just happened to be that person. Um, so she was on the stand talking about that. That's what Choke was saying. He said she was talking a mile a minute, and that the judge had to keep stopping her for whatever reason. And then he was saying that, and Dennis was saying this as well, they stopped half midday because Tasha's lawyers was trying to introduce something, or and they were saying that they didn't have that evidence already because they, both sides have to give each other whatever it is that they're going to present so they could prepare for the trial. And they're saying that certain things were not presented to them, and so I think that Tasha's lawyers are trying to get all of this thrown out. So we'll see what happens tomorrow. So they cut the day short so they can kind of go over the dates of when everything was submitted to the courts for both sides. So I think that's when they said they stopped off today. Now let me get into, oh, excuse me, these YouTubers, um, because what was happening is that everybody's talking about this, right? Everybody on YouTube is doing a lot of talking about this trial and giving our personal opinions, right? We're not lawyers. So that's what you're getting, our personal opinions. We don't know really at the end of the day what's going to happen. Um, but then, oh, sorry, I'm reading the comments. Then, so one of the YouTubers named King of Reeds, he put up this video about the trial as well. And because some YouTubers are saying this is going to set precedent, and um, as if we've never seen this before. Actually, that's not true. Other YouTubers have been sued by celebrities before, right? For slander and for the same thing, pretty much. Now, he brought up a case between Michelle Brown and Chris Stokes, who was the manager of B2K. Now, if you guys remember when, what was his name? Rasby was saying that allegedly he was saying that members of B2K were assaulted by Chris Stokes, who is, I believe, also his cousin. So, anyway, Michelle, I guess, was reporting what Rasby was saying, and she may have, in her title, titled in a certain way as if whatever Rasby was saying was facts. So Chris Stokes was filing a lawsuit or what have you. I think he filed more than one against Michelle. And so King of Reeds was in it. Long story short, he was reporting in his video that Michelle had lost that case and that she owes Chris Stokes all this money, and she still haven't paid him. Now, I don't know where he got that from because then that made Michelle go live. So Michelle went live, I believe today, and she said that that's not true, and she also called her attorney. So her attorney went live as well with her to say that Chris Stokes actually did not win because the judge threw it out. I think he filed 3 times, and it was thrown out 3 times. And I think what made the difference in that case It wasn't like Michelle was just there saying all this crazy stuff about Chris Stokes because she felt like saying it. Rasby was there telling the story himself. And so that is the difference. If that's his truth and he's telling any journalist or anyone that story and we're just listening in, then that's his story. Now, like I said, I don't know if Michelle was giving her personal opinion or whatever while she was telling the story that made him want to sue her. But according to her lawyer, from what I was hearing, the case was thrown out. So she doesn't owe Chris Stokes any money. So, I guess I don't know who told King Reeds that, right? But I do remember Michelle years ago saying that Chris Stokes had filed a lawsuit against her over the whole Raspy story. Um, and then he was sending cease and desist to a lot of YouTubers back then and threatening to sue them if they kept running that story. But I think what makes the difference is that Rasby, who was saying he was a victim of this man, was the difference. If that's his story, and that's his truth, that's his story, then we have a right to allow him to tell that if that's what he wants to do on our platforms. And I think that's where where the difference comes in what Tasha K was doing. Tasha K was saying all this stuff, pretty a lot of it on her own, even though at one point she had some girl on there, Star Marie, saying that she was Cardi's roommate at one time. And so as long as that person was saying all that stuff, that's different. But when Tasha decided to start making up stuff on her own or creating the story narratives for herself, then that's when it falls on Tasha. So that's the difference. But I don't think this is going to set anything because people should not be on their platforms making up stuff about people. Right? I think we all understand that. I think that Tasha took like I said before, and I'll just say it again, she took that route because she knew that if she attached herself to one of these celebrities, that it was going to create a name. She was going to be able to create a name for herself. And so, is it worth it for her at the end of the day? I don't know. Only she can say if this was all worth it for her. She may feel like this was nothing. Because some people are saying this is a $5 million case. I don't know what I don't know. I'm not sitting here telling you guys. I know some people are reporting that when Tasha was talking about this case, that's not the figure that she gave. She said it was under a mil. So I don't know how it got up to $5 million, but whether it's 5 million, over 5 million, or half a million, if is this worth it for Tasha? Because she's also going to have to pay legal fees, not only for herself, but to my understanding, Cardi is trying to get her legal fees paid as well. So is this worth it? That's really what it comes down to. I think this is why people don't do that what Tasha is doing, because are we all really going to get to the point where Tasha is? Are you really going to be making this type of money to where you can say you have $5 million to pay somebody, right? I mean, that's what it comes down to me, if it's worth it for her to do all of this. But I don't think that the rest of us plan on sitting out here and lying on folks and making up stuff and just saying what we want to say about people. And some of the stuff that she's saying is subjective. Some people do classify strippers as, street workers. I mean, let's just be honest about that. Um, some people look at certain people a certain way. If you're saying certain things in your music, people may look at you a certain way. I mean, I think that's the point that they're trying to make from their side. Tasha didn't just come out with these things out of the side of her neck. She was listening to her music. She was watching her image on Love and Hip Hop and the stuff she was saying. And that's how she came to that conclusion. I think that's what they're trying to say. Are people going to buy into what they're saying? I don't know. Especially when Tasha's in videos saying she didn't care if she sued her. That's the only way she was going to take the videos down, is if she sued her. So she didn't give her any choice but to sue her, right? So I don't know. I guess we'll see how it all ends up. At they're saying that will probably wrap this week. I guess by next week we might have a verdict. Um, if it goes on, because like they're reporting that Tasha's lawyers are trying to get the whole thing thrown out, which means that Cardi will have to refile, I guess, if it is thrown out. But let me know what you guys think about all of this in the comments. And what do you think about the YouTubers who are kind of saying that this is going to set some type of rule for YouTubers? I don't think the most of us are doing that anyway. Most of the stuff that I talk about is already in the media. Mainstream media has already put it out there before I can even, get to it. And the only thing you're going to hear me talking about that's probably not in mainstream are other YouTubers. And even then, when I'm talking about them, you could go to their channels and you can see what I'm talking about, right? You're not going to hear me just like giving my opinion on people and I don't even know them, right? And I don't think most YouTubers are doing that. And so that's what the difference is. Now, if you decide that you want to take the same route as Tasha just to try to make a name for yourself, you'll just have to see how that works out for you, I guess. But let me know what you guys think about all of this in the comments. What do you think about what the King of Reeds was saying about Michelle? And Michelle came to like clear up the story. She came out to clear up the story that she was not found guilty of anything where Chris Stokes is concerned. So she's not paying him any amount of money. Um, but yeah, he did file a lawsuit against her, and he was threatening other YouTubers as well. So, but let me know what you guys think about all of this in the comments, and I will see you guys in the next video. Bye.